everyone. I'm officially starting our first day as me teaching you not in the classroom, which is super upsetting. I want more than anything to be in the room with you guys. It really just breaks my heart that I can't be in the classroom with all of you. But I thought to make it seem a little bit more normal, I will read a book to you each day, just so you don't forget my face and you don't forget what it means to be a part of my classroom and what it means to be a part of our family. So for the first book we're going to read, many of you have read it and put it, that was Rocco shaking. That's why his collar was rattling. Many of you have read it and put it in your book bin. And it was a book I actually wrote when I was in college. And I wrote it because it was a very similar situation to this. I was stuck in my room. I was really, really sick. I had the flu. And my professor just said, don't worry about any other assignments. What I want you to do is I want you to write a children's book. And so that's what I did. I kind of sat down and I thought about what makes children special and what makes me want to be a teacher and what makes me really passionate about what I do. And what makes me passionate is your brains and how you think and all of the different ideas and all the creativity you have. So I wrote this book called What If? Yes, there is Rocco. Say hello. Yep. Hi, Rocco. Hi. And he just tripped. Okay. Hopefully, hi, buddy. Hopefully he won't interrupt us too much. Oh, he's joining us for the ride. But yeah, so this is a book that I wrote based on why I love doing what I'm doing, what I love doing what I do, and why I'm going to continue to do it. So this is What If, written and illustrated by me. It was the perfect Saturday morning in spring. The sun was shining high in the bright sky. The birds were singing and the bees were buzzing. Everything was perfect. Well, almost everything. Alex was bored. He didn't have anyone to play with. Mommy was too busy with his younger sister, Megan. Daddy was doing work in the yard. Even his dog Penny was too occupied with a bone to make any time for Alex. What if, he thought, I lived in a castle? Then I would never be bored. Suddenly the house began to shake. The walls and floor turned to stone. Giant red and purple flags hung from the walls. Alex could hear trumpets outside. It really happened, Alex shouted. I turned the house into a castle. Now there was so much for Alex to explore. He ran up and down the hallways, but there was nobody to be found. What if, he thought, there was a princess that lived in the castle? Then I would have someone to rescue. Rock, stop. Stop. Alex heard a faint, hello? Is anyone there? He rushed upstairs to the voice, with Penny following behind him. In his bedroom, he found a princess wearing a magnificent purple dress. But she didn't need to be rescued. They were alone, after all. What if, Alex thought, Penny was a dragon? Then I would have to save the princess. He stared at Penny. Stop. He stared at Penny. She grew taller than the ceiling, and her fur was replaced with scales. Every time Penny wanted to bark, a huge ball of fire spewed from her mouth. The princess screamed at the top of her lungs. Alex needed to look like a prince, too. He put on a thick silver metal suit with a helmet that covered his face more than he liked. He found a long, sharp sword and fought the dragon. It was a tough battle, but he finally rescued the beautiful princess. This is so much fun, Alex exclaimed. He knew if he could turn the house into a castle and save a princess from a fire-breathing dragon, he could do just about anything. What if the aliens on Mars were planning to attack Earth right now? Alex became an astronaut and traveled on a top secret mission to Mars, battling aliens and Martians every step of the way. What if I could talk to animals that live in the water? He strapped on his scuba suit and dove deep into the ocean. He became best friends with an octopus and a seahorse. What if I climbed the tallest mountain in the world? Alex carried a flag to the peak of Mount Everest and proudly staked it in the snow. On that perfect Saturday morning in spring, Alex was no longer bored. He fought a dragon, flew to Mars, dove deep into the ocean, and climbed a mountain all before dinner time. All he needed was a little imagination and a little what if. The end. Yes. So again, I'm really, really sorry, and I'm really, really sad that I can't be there with all of you. I really do miss each and every one of you, and it's only been one day so far. I really want to be with all of you, and I want all of you to succeed and feel successful during this crazy time. I don't want you to be worried. I don't want you to be sad or scared. So just know that I'm always, always here for you, and I'm always going to be just one video click away. You can watch me read some books, and we can do some math problems together, and it's just going to be a different time, but it'll be a fun time. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my book. Tune in tomorrow for the next book we're going to read. I think you'll really enjoy it. So remember, I love you, I miss you, and we'll see you soon. I promised each day I will read you a book, and we will also go over the math problem of the day. If you have trouble accessing the problem of the day, or you're not quite sure what I'm talking about, please let me know, and I will make sure that you get it in a format that works best for you. Today, our problem of the day had a picture of a kitchen on it. And it said that Sally is buying some wood trim to put around the outside of her kitchen. How much wood trim would she need? And so I drew a model of what the kitchen looks like based on the problem. And I noticed that each of the sides is measured with M, which I know is meters. And when it asks about a wood trim that goes around the outside, it's either going to be area or perimeter. And as I remember through those embarrassing songs that Miss Dunleavy likes to sing in class, the area is what's inside, count the squares, and multiply. But we're not finding out what's on the inside, we're measuring the distance around the outside. And the distance around the outside is called the perimeter. Now, the other embarrassing song that you like to hear me sing is to find the perimeter, the perimeter, the perimeter. To find the perimeter, we add all the sides. So, in order to find the perimeter of this kitchen, we need to add all the sides. And I know it can be kind of tricky to remember which sides you've already added. So what strategy I like to use is I like to just put a check mark next to the ones that I've already counted so I don't accidentally count them a second time. So if I get started, I'll start up here at the top, and I have a 3 and a 2. So I'm going to record my thinking down at the bottom, just in case if at the end something doesn't really make sense, something doesn't really add up to the correct answer, then I'll be able to go back and check my work and see which mistakes I made. Sorry, Rocco just tried to steal the cap to my marker. All right, so we have 3 plus 2, which would give us 5 meters. Then we have another 3, which would give us a total of 8 meters. We have a 3 over here, which would give us a total of 11 meters. Then we have a 6 down here, which would give us 17 meters. And then finally, I have 5 over here, which would give us a total of 22. Now, we know Miss Dunleavy's favorite thing in math class is labels. Your answer cannot just be 22. It needs to be 22 meters. So Sally would need 22 meters of wood trim to go around her kitchen. Now, if you were a little confused by that problem, you can rewatch this video. I know I went a little bit fast. But you can sit down and kind of think through the problem yourself. And just remember the big difference that you need to understand is the difference between perimeter and area. And I know we just started learning that before we left for break, so it might not be super set in our brains yet, but these problems are really helpful, and they really kind of hammer in the idea that perimeter is what's going around the outside and area is what's on the inside. And of course, you can always remember the silly songs that I teach you, and you will remember it in no time. I really hope this was helpful. Again, I miss you. I can't wait to see you all. It's kind of weird to be teaching into a laptop camera, so I can't wait to actually be teaching in front of your pretty faces in just a few weeks. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you're staying safe, staying healthy, and having a good time on your long break. And I'll see you soon.